transition. I know it's on a lot of your minds, what is going to be happening over these next couple of months as we get ready to roll out the plan. And then once the plan goes live, after the next couple months, what does that look like? And we were very strategic about the transition plan because there's a variety of different ways that you can do it. There is the old plan, new plan. There's the Delta old plan, new plan. There's the before and after. And we elected to move forward with a relaxed qualification transition plan instead, because one of the pitfalls of doing, the comparison piece is that your teams and yourself are constantly looking over your shoulder and looking back and doing that comparison of before and after. And it keeps people looking in rearview mirrors or stuck. And so as we really took an approach to say, what will be best for our community? What will be best for our people? We decided, with the advice of our leaders and the advice of our designers, that we would move again to a relaxed qualification time period based on how large the organizations were, because we know that depending on size, it is going to require more time. If you've been at Lifeway for a while, you've been building maybe for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, maybe 20 years, and you're probably going to need a little more time. So this is how we opted to do it, so that you could get prepared to maximize your potential. But remember, we strategically planned this event to give you even additional time to be setting yourselves up for success. And when Garrett comes up in a little bit, he's going to be talking about how recognition is going to work at convention, at conference in October. But so for us, we have basically a 3-tiered approach to the transition. Now, this is one thing that you're going to want to keep in mind, all right? And not all of you are going to need the bridge. So for you, it'll be a moot point. You can just kind of focus on that next rank advancement bonus, that next, what we are calling the breakthrough bonus. You can just keep your mind focused there. Don't even have to worry about this. But if the transition is something that you do need to be watchful and mindful of, be thinking about this only applies to paid rank and weekly paid rank bonuses. Why? This is your paycheck, okay? And we want to help you. We're partners with you in this. We want to help you move along towards the promised land, for lack of a better word. So what that means, though, to you is that if you're thinking about those breakthrough bonuses, okay, remember, those are full qualifications. Recognition, full qualifications. Career titles, breakthrough incentives, full rank qualifications. Okay, so I think we've all got that. This is really liking me, this one string. It's like following me all over the place. I don't want to biff on my final time on stage. That'd be embarrassing. So there is going to be next week a number of materials coming out. You're going to be getting a lot of resources that are going to appear in your back office, and you'll be getting a full mailing that's going to talk about them. One of those is a very robust transition document. So don't worry if this doesn't all sink in today. That's just fine, because you are going to get something very comprehensive in a very short period of time. So as you notice, you're going to see on there that there are items in green. There are percentages and numbers in green. Those are the ones that are being relaxed for a period of time, again, depending on your rank. And so all ranks are going to only require 110. Rather than going up to that 200 level, which you probably remember as you were looking earlier, gives people time that don't have any customers to pick up a customer or two. Okay, again, we want to give you time. We want to help. We are partners in this, all right? And so it will require, obviously, that 65% max volume rule, and that was chosen because this is a new way to think about your business. And so we were very selective in what we relaxed the qualifications for, based on all of our analysis and all of our analytics and everything that we were looking at on where we knew, especially people that had been in the business for a while or built a certain way, would need a leg up, would just need some assistance in that. And then also requiring only 50% of the outside largest leg volume, as people get their head around it, they realize it's not a third leg I have to have, it's a combination of a lot of volume from what could be 20 different personally sponsored people. So as you got familiar and familiarize yourself with it, again, we wanted to relax those qualifications. So all ranks in 1 and 12, through 1 and 12, have these relaxed qualifications. When you start moving up to the next 3 months, roughly, think about it as kind of like a 9-month transition. When you think about the next group, okay, you can see right on there, manager and director ranks, they're at full qualifications by week 12. So in those first 3 months, plus, of course, the time that you have over the next couple of months to be getting ready, so you've got some time. Please don't wait until the last minute. We know it's always tempting to procrastinate, and summer is here. We understand. But that really is a smaller organization. It is easier to transform, to have a metamorphosis, using the butterfly analogy there. And so this will allow them to go ahead and say, okay, I've got that. I am a manager. I'm a director. Many of you in this room, directors and above. And then you have the executive ranks. Okay, so what you'll see is that those percentages have shifted. Okay, now all of a sudden it's allowing 55% of the maximum volume rule from one leg and 75% of the OLL. Again, with a gentle, it's just a gentle transition to help you move piece by piece on that weekly pay so that you can continue on your journey, on your evolution to the 2.0. Then when you get to the third tier, so then now we're in that last 3-month time. So we had our first 3-month transition, then we had the next set of 3 months. Now we're in that third and final transition time period, the tier 3, where the executive ranks will now be required by week 24 to have full qualifications to be paid as on that weekly basis that we talked about. For the presidential ranks, again, these are larger organizations. And so for the enhancements, it's going to take a little more time for them. And so that 85% of the OLL is up there, the largest line. It is the same amount reduced requirement percentage for binary bouncing as well. Because those are the two areas that we saw in our analysis that required the most grace period. Okay, that required the most grace period. So that's how the transition plan works. So again, if it looks still a little fuzzy, don't worry about it. You will have something next week to take a look at that's a lot more comprehensive. My final thoughts that I wanted to share with you are about how we talk about compensation. We focus a lot on regulatory. We are a growing global company. How we talk about our products matters. How we talk about our opportunity matters just as much. A couple of the regulatory agencies that you just don't want to be caught in their crosshairs, right? They do look at those claims on the products, disease claims, structure function claims. We have to watch out for those all the time. But right now, income claims are at the top of their list also. So you're going to be coming away from this Super Saturday with a lot of excitement because many of you who captured the vision know what this can mean to making an enhanced life for people and how living long and well and young can be impacted by their financial circumstance. So I just wanted to put this slide up here to show you something. There are a lot of comments that come into compliance, and they ask about the photos. And sometimes you'll be putting a photo on your Facebook, and there's a little bit of confusion over what exactly can I say, what exactly can I show. This is a very good example of something. The focus of the picture is not on the house. And there isn't a tagline in the Facebook post that would say, "Thank you, LifeWave." Because when you leave open-ended statements like that, it implies something that we just don't want to bring attention to. So, can you show a picture of your gorgeous house that you buy, partially funded, maybe more than partially, with your LifeWave revenue that's coming in, that revenue stream? Maybe so. But again, the focus needs to be on the lifestyle. And so what I always recommend to people is focus on the lifestyle. What does time freedom look like? What do these things look like? So if you're on vacation with your family and you want to show pictures because, frankly, you are able to afford to take your family on luxury vacations now, okay, one of the ways that always passes is if you have a laptop or a phone, and it shows basically that you can work anywhere, anytime with anyone. Because that's the freedom. I can take my business with me, and yet we're stressing something is that it does take work. And that really is one of the areas that when we talk about how we talk about income and we talk about financial claims of any kind, we have to be careful that yes, it does take work, it does take commitment, it does take blessing, it does take all of those things, but you don't want to have to put a disclaimer on every post that you make on your social. Every time you show something really cool, it's results are not atypical and you must, really? On your social post? Okay, that's just kind of, that gets a little crazy. So you have to be thinking about these things, all right? How do we make sure that we show, I'm having an amazing time with my family, and watch out for the thank you LifeWave comment. Because when you throw that out there, it gets people's attention. You don't need to. They know that you're a LifeWave person. They know what you're doing already. You don't have to call the company's name out. You can just live your life and just enjoy your life. So if you want to show yourself at soccer practice that you have time freedom, you don't need to say time freedom. You can just be sitting there on your phone and enjoying waving to your kids, and maybe you are doing a text message, and that's okay. How many of those practices and ballet practices have we sat through as parents and maybe done a little of that on the side? It's okay. Because again, you're showing that you're working, you're showing that you're engaged, but you're showing that you can work anytime, anywhere with anyone that you want. So be thinking about those pictures. I think that another way when people talk about financial freedom rather than saying financial freedom, things like this kind of picture shows something. Being happy at a graduation can mean I'm not going to be saddled with student debt. I was able to put my child through college. I was able to do all these things. We don't have to make claims about it. We can just show life with joy and love and peace and freedom and hope. That's what we want our pictures to show. And that is really just kind of a good best practice. Your time and effort invested in building a business can allow you to work when, where, wherever, and that you will not miss a thing in the lives of the people that you care about, and that priorities are your own. I love this example. It came over a couple days ago. Somebody said, oh, look at this example. It's a great example, and I'm not going to name any names. But let me read this to you really quickly as I kind of wrap things up. When people say, this is a post, a real post online. If it's your post and you're in this room, I didn't ask your permission, so I hope it's okay. You can kick me later. But here was the post. When people say it takes years to make money in direct sales, it's often a manipulation tactic to keep you stuck. Yes, building long-term income takes consistency, but when you align it with a life-changing, cutting-edge technology and a company in momentum, things can take off fast. You don't need years, you need life-changing, and when that happens, so does your income. Look at that up there really quick. Okay, you like it. Everybody likes it. It's like it. There's one thing in there that is not compliant. One. Anybody want to guess what it is? So does your income. So here's the reality. That one sentence right there could potentially get a little note to you that, hey, your post, okay, you have an issue here. Right there. Why? Because we said, so does your income. That is a firm claim that is giving you a definitive. When that happens, this will happen. A definitive that is not necessarily true. It's likely, its probability may be high, but it's not a definitive. So by removing that, do you think that this post is really less effective when you say you don't need years, you need lives changing? Do you think people know what that means? Of course they do. We don't need to say that last part. So all I want to encourage you as you're thinking about your income and how you want to talk about the enhancements, just be running it through this filter, this common sense filter. And we are going to be providing you new tools, infographics that are going to help you understand what to say, what not to say, what is recommended. We are working on the do's and don'ts to help you because, again, this is an exciting announcement. Why? Because it's like a milkshake. It's a product. It has features. It has benefits. It has a purpose. And we're going to want you talking about those things. So we are going to have these coming out in the next weeks and a couple of months to come. So my final thoughts for today, I know this is a lot of change. And I know it's very, very exciting. And some of you may be feeling a little trepidation, and that's okay. It's only natural. And these are just some good tips for transition and change management for yourself. Make sure you're dedicating time. We have given you time. Time to get educated, time to understand. Make sure you're communicating with your uplines. Make sure you're sharing your feelings. Make sure that you're open about what's on your mind. Focus on what you can control. Avoid setting those unrealistic expectations for yourself. Embrace growth and innovation in your own business. How can I think about this differently? How can I use some of the amazing tips and educational moments that were on this stage today and will still be on the stage in just a couple of minutes? Make sure that you're embracing that, because it may be your own innovation that's going to take you to that next level. Be kind to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Remember, you can do this, and it is worth it. The work is worth it, but it's all up to you, because you make all the difference. At LifeWave, we are creating a direct selling company that has never been seen before in this sector, ever. 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 We are here for your future. The future is yours. It belongs to all of us. We are going to keep innovating. And it is up to you to embrace, to see that light, to be that light, to share that light. And with you and LifeWave and David Schmidt, all of us together, there is nothing that is impossible. Thank you all so much for being the light.